Hey there, my name is Joe Meadows, and in this short video, I'm going to be running you through OpsLock's workplace observation system, what it is, how to use it, and all that good stuff. I'll try and make it as quick as we possibly can because I'm sure you've got a lot on your plate. So, quick background on us. So at OpsLock, we provide the world's most modern and advanced occupational safety software, all with the kind of mission of making the burden of health and safety as small as possible on the workforce while giving managers more insights that they can use to keep their team safe. With that, we have a full-featured platform with lockout, tagouts, and work permits and incident investigations and all that stuff. But we do understand that not all companies are ready to make that big of a transition right away. So we do offer what we call our community plan. And with that community plan, companies are able to use our software to manage all of their workplace observations. And it kind of gives them an opportunity to test us out. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Before we get started, in this little demonstration, I'm going to be showing you things on a mobile device. I've got my phone hooked up to the computer here. But you can do everything I'm showing you on the desktop app. You just go to opslock.app and you can log in there and do everything I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you the mobile device because that's the most common thing we see people using for workplace observations. So with all that, I'm going to get started. I'll make myself a little smaller here and we will dive into it. So here we go. We've got the mobile device pulled up. Before I get too into the weeds, I'll just give you your bearings and then we'll get started. So here we've got the home page. This is what you're going to see when you do log in. Now, just while we're talking about logins, as I said, you can download our app from the Apple Store or the Android Store, and you can download the OpsLock app and get it on their phone, and that's what you're seeing here. When you download that app, you're going to need login credentials to log in. Now, those login credentials may be provided to you by your employer if they've chose to provide you with usernames, but otherwise you'll receive a welcome email from our team, and in that welcome email there'll be a link that you can click on and set up your password, and then you'll be ready to roll. So that's how you're going to get those login credentials to log in. Once you do that, you're going to see this page. Now on this page, let's just kind of give you a quick little rundown. So we can see in the top right-hand corner, we've got our notifications screen. Top left-hand corner, we've got a little camera. We'll talk about that in just a second. If we go to the kind of dashboard here, you're going to see stats on yourself. So basically helping you understand what kind of observations are you submitting, how many are you submitting relative to your colleagues, all that kind of good stuff. And then if you're a team lead or a supervisor or somebody who's responsible for other people, you may have access to this team stats tab. And here you're going to see how your team is kind of stacking up relative to other teams in the company. So here, this team has submitted a very low amount of observations relative to other folks. So you can see that right here. That's kind of the basics on the dashboard. Play around with it. You might find some other things that I haven't spoken about. And then down here on the bottom in the menu, you can basically see that we do have that home page. We have a company page. So this gives us an opportunity to kind of navigate through our company, see different locations and things like that. And then we also have a user profile here at the end. So that's your kind of super quick introduction to how to navigate through the platform. So now let me very quickly submit an observation just so you can see how quickly it can be done. And then I'll go through the same observation again and we'll get a little bit more into the details. So let's imagine I found this box cutter and I work at a company where a locking box cutter like this is no bueno. And so I want to report this as a potential safety concern. If I need to do that, I don't need to go and find some piece of paper on the wall or go and sit down at a computer. I see something I'm concerned about. I simply need to pull out my phone. I'm going to tap on this camera icon on the top left-hand corner, and the process is going to start from there. So I'll take a photo. I can draw a little picture if I want to, if I want to point to whatever I'm doing. Locking box cutter found. I'm not going to add a description because I don't think I need that. This is a safety observation already selected. I'll say resolved, removed from service, done, save, and we're finished. That's, that was maybe 10 seconds, probably a little quicker if I wasn't talking, but that's kind of the entire process. So just wanted to give you a feeling for, we're not asking for a whole lot of your time here, and it's probably, again, a lot less time than even walking to go and get those cards if you're doing things in the traditional way. So let's take a step back here and kind of show you, let's run through that process in a little bit more detail. So now, if I was to submit this same observation again, I can either come down here and submit an observation. This is going to take me to that same screen, or I can tap the photo icon on the top left-hand corner. So now if I take the photo of what I want, this one's pretty straightforward, but we do have that sketch on image option. If you're taking a photo of a big area and it might be difficult for someone to see what it is you're trying to share with them. So I'm just going to upload this. I'm not going to add any image. So now in our title, we can say what it is we're reporting. So locking box cutter found. I can add a description, and that can be longer. I can even tap here and press the little microphone on the bottom left-hand corner, and I can speak to enter a more detailed description so that I don't need to type this out. This is especially helpful if we have gloves on, all that good stuff. So that's your description. For location, so you can see here that location's been pre-selected, and it's chosen the place where I work. Now, if you have depending on how your company has set things up, you can sometimes have the ability to drill down here a little bit. So this company has everything organized by location, and we can come in and we can select the specific place where we found this, which can sometimes be valuable information to share. Now, date is going to be pre-filled for the time you press the observation button. You can change it if you want, but typically that's the correct time. So safety, quality, improvement, again, pretty straightforward. These are, is this a safety concern, something we're worried might hurt somebody or something? Is this a quality concern that basically might affect whatever it is our business produces, whether it be services or products, or maybe a quality concern about the processes within our company? Or is this an improvement? Is this something that we're saying, hey, there's an opportunity to be better here? In this case, I'm going to choose safety. Now we've got a couple cool little emojis here, and I just want to quickly explain to you what each one of them does. So we can indicate that this issue was resolved in the moment, as I did earlier. So if you do something to solve this issue when you find it, this gives you the opportunity to capture that so that your manager, when they review this, isn't going to come and bug you to say, why didn't you do something about this? You can add that information right here if that's necessary. Additionally, we can indicate that we called an all stop on the work. So again, if you see some really dangerous behavior and you're reporting that as a safety concern, for example, you can indicate that you called an all stop. If you saw somebody welding without a welding shield on and you went over and tapped them on the shoulder and said, we need to cut this out. You can choose multiple of these at the same time, just for clarity. So that's it. We could say removed from service, and that's going to show that was resolved. And that's kind of it for a basic observation and the type of observation you're going to be submitting most of the time. Now I want to just take another minute here and explain the impact button. But we'll create a separate observation for that one. So here, I'll save this. It's going to take all that information, kind of package it up, and send it in to management, and we'll be ready to roll. So anyway, let's just cancel this for now. And now let's come in, and now let's submit another one. And let's imagine we've got something where I'm not reporting a general concern, via an observation, but I'm actually supporting something where something has happened. So let's imagine I've cut my finger, and I'll even make this a little bit more real. So there's a little bit of blood. So let's say cut finger on plate. And I could say employee cut their finger while carrying metal plates. I'll leave location, but basically we'll still leave safety collected here, but we can tap on impact. And basically what this is going to allow us to do is report that something's actually happened. So this could be damage to equipment. This could be an environmental incident. This could be an injury, whatever. And basically the reason that we do this is it makes it a lot more simple about how do you submit things to your management. So when we add an impact like this, the notification that our manager receives is a lot more urgent, and it helps them understand that there's something here they want to address. We're not saying that this is going to replace your normal incident reporting system, but it's a great way to enable those of us who aren't experts on incident investigation to collect a little bit more information when something happens, which is the most important time. So let's imagine again, in this case, we got an injury. So then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to be able to select, who is the employee who got hurt? What was the body part that got hurt? So let's say left hand employee was this guy, and the injury was a laceration. I can describe what happened. So, I don't know, 3 small cuts. And we can actually add some additional media here. So if we want to make sure that we get a handful of photos that fully capture this, we can do so. But we press add impact, we come back and it's going to be added to our investigation, to our observation. And now we save this, and that's going to get submitted to management, and then it's going to flag this to them that we've submitted something a little bit more serious. So again, sometimes it's a bit weird when we do it through the thing, but here we go. We've got the submitted observation, and you can see impacts added, injury to this employee, and we can drill down there. So that's how you submit observations. That's how the system works. There's one final thing I want to cover with you before we shut this down. I'm a little over time, but hopefully that's okay. And basically that's the score here. So you can see here that Lenny has a safety score of plus 18. If we tap on this, we can see that he's received 18 points for the observations he submitted and 0 points for helpfulness. And basically what I want to flag here is that when managers review the observations that you submit, they have the ability to indicate that they're either sort of great job, okay, or needs work. And basically what those will do is they'll affect the score that you receive. So if they give you a great job, you're actually going to get an extra point for each observation. And that helps us to understand what are the things that our company actually wants us to submit, so we don't waste time submitting observations that are just fluff, that waste our time to submit and their time to review. But basically that's what the score is. If you ever want to understand your score, again, you can just tap on your name there and it'll explain it. And again, we can see if you are a team lead, we can actually drill down in frequency here, and we can see the points of our various team members to understand who's doing the best here. So we can see Mason's doing great, Valeria is doing great. So that's kind of what we got here. Anyway, that's the quick overview of how you can use our system. Little bit different, but we hope you find it helpful and just reduces the headache for you so that you can submit information that's going to help your company improve and be safer while not spending all your time doing that. One final note I'll make just before we close things up is that sometimes we get concerns about data usage with these platforms, and I just want to reiterate, you're looking at an extremely negligible amount of data here. We've got an observation without a photo is maybe 20 kilobytes, which is about the same data you would use to send a text message. With an image, it could be more, obviously, depending on the image you choose to upload, but we do compress those. So again, you're looking at extremely small amounts of data. And for me, I come from an offshore environment where we had really limited internet access. So we made sure that as we built this program, it was designed to minimally impact your internet usage. So with that, hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Support@opslock.com is a great way to do so. My email is just joe@opslock.com if you want to talk to me. Additionally, again, we're always open to hear feedback or questions or concerns. If you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn and let me know what you think about this, you can just track me down. Again, my name is Joe Meadows. So with that, hope you have a great day and all the best.